Shoot. Okay, everybody, we're back in here, and it's not just the Club with Lucas today because I'm not alone. Come on, children of the corn, talk to me.
Bon dia.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Welcome everybody, because this is a late intro to something that's actually happening right now. This is happening, you guys.
It's happening.
It's doing it like we're fucking done it. I
We're
don't know.
doing
We're
it.
taking wing with Queen Kelli Ellis, Lady Spencer Moore, and Duke Luke Abram. Everybody now. Oh, look at it. It doesn't show up so much on the screen. What am I talking about? We're talking about all the orange juice that Lucas just spilled. But that's just an intro and explanation, because this is a creative cast by three creative runaways to Barcelona from the U.S. You know, shit was popping off, so we had to get out. Where monthly, we want to take a look at some of the pleasantries, as this is what I'm calling them. The pleasantries, the crazed truth, and the funkiest funks that besiege us all. It's 11:11. Make a wish. But through a lens filtered through a croissant cava, maybe not today, and an expat immigrant point of view for all you Planet Janet. Let's talk about this, because I'm not just doing the Club with Lucas today, which is my offshoot. Shout out RCE 106.9 from Barcelona. But ladies, why are we doing this? Let's talk.
I'm so excited we're finally doing this.
I mean, we're actually doing this, but it's on the hinges of goodness. Okay, really quickly, since it's episode 1, what the F? All right, we're talking about some real stuff that affects us all as immigrants, and expats, when we got here. And Lucas threw with the cord. It wasn't my fault. It was the cord's fault. I will always blame the cord, which incidentally is the name of a boy in the United States. But I threw orange juice all over this beautiful table. And so this is why we've come on a bit late, but it's great. Now, let's talk about this expat Royal Society thing. Where did this come about, and what brought us here in the first place to B to the C to the N?
Well, I think it started with some brunches, right? And
Lots
they're
of
pretty
brunches.
they're
Thank
pretty
you,
ridiculous.
Spencer.
Yes.
Because you were the conduit. The Lord used Spencer to like bring us together.
Of course, our names. So she was Lady Spencer, Luke the Duke,
Luke the Duke.
Queen Kelly. Obviously, we're royal. So
And Kelly and K are spelled with. Queen with K's.
Yes.
We won't add an extra K, just so you know. We're keeping it legit here. We're keeping it legit.
that's right.
We're not the Kardashians.
Okay.
No, we're
No,
not.
we're
But we
not.
do talk a lot.
I'm all over that with a bag of chips.
Look.
Because, okay, so let's just start off, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, so growing up, I went to this very lovely, quasi-exclusive Christian school growing up. It was Southern Baptist and very well certified. And my parents were very proud to send the kids there. And the principal of the school, her last name was Krenek, Krenek. And she had 2 daughters. And she named them Crystal and Candace with K's. And her husband's family were like clan, heads of clan there.
Oh, no.
And it was all, even their realty establishment was called Rockin' K. I won't say which city, but if you do the research.
Wow.
And now you know. And my mother had to withdraw us from that school after some drama happened. I never got that ginger beer. It's okay. I've got water, guys.
you want some of
I don't
this?
need you. No, it's okay now.
Let's not share liquids on the table. We've been
No,
there, done that.
exactly.
Yeah, because Lucas has a tendency too. But tendencies are like fun, you guys. And so we eventually got kicked out after 12 years going there. You know, we went from there from the time we were in Pampers beyond, you know. So, and I don't know why I'm going over there, but it's part of the reason why I left the United States in the first place. Hey.
Cheers.
When did we all leave, by the way? Because I've been gone since 2009. When Obama came in, I left, which was odd because those were probably better years than the years before or after.
What? You've been here second.
I came in 2016.
in 2019 for me.
2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm close to a decade.
rock on. I guess I feel like the old timer here. I'll
You
tell you what. Well, what brought us here? Mine was family was here. Mine was dog could come. I'm sure that helped for you too.
Oh, yeah.
You had to bring the babies.
Yeah, I had to bring my dogs. Had to bring
And
my
I
dogs.
had I was involved in a toxic relationship
Oh, that's nice.
with someone that I'm slamming still from time to time. I'm going to keep it real.
So you're saying you ended that and then moved here?
A decade and a
You
half
ran
ago.
away and
No,
then
no.
you-
I ended it here. By 2009-10, it was done. And then I don't know what's happened.
There's just
We
so
won't
much
name
happens.
names because names don't need to be named. But again, I remind everybody that this is We're going to get to the club with Lucas in a little bit. But today, you're joining us here with the Royal Expat Society. We've got Lady Spencer Moore, Queen Kelli Ellis.
This is what we do at brunch. So we just thought, why not just take it and just share all of our ridiculousness? I mean, because we really are, and it doesn't stop. And people sit around us and go, they haven't stopped talking for like 3 hours, and that happens
dominate
a lot,
the restaurant.
But we don't, I don't think we scream over, sometimes there are a lot of people that want to scream so that everybody hears what their conversation is.
Oh, Americans? You mean?
Child.
I think that's called an American in Europe. I think that's what.
In the name of Jesus.
I'm just saying, you're right.
Okay.
It's this thing, but also
embarrassing.
another thing, and maybe this is one of the non-benefits of being from the States. I don't know if our UK brothers and sisters feel this way. I know some of them do because I have so many friends who do. But when you are, in a way, escaping from, I was kind of escaping the Bush administration. I was done. Yeah, actually. That was a big part and parcel of it, to be honest with you.
Really? I had family here. I had a daughter here, and it was just a place that I always loved. And then you go, can I live there? I'm just gonna do it.
I could
And
do
you can.
And you can.
And you can. You can do it.
You just go.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody stop you.
Don't.
Are there benefits to being U.S. American in Europe? Ooh. I felt really hated when I got here because it was right off the Bush administration, and Europe was like, screw you guys, I'm going home,
Yeah.
So,
I'm struggling to find a benefit.
I mean, I taught English when I first came
There you
here,
go.
and that was
I
was
still
like
tutor with
I
Cambridge
was
English, yeah.
sought out for my American accent because people wanted to learn with an American accent.
Well, the whole Brexit thing was happening
That's
as
interesting.
well. And so there was this cut off. And I remember actually not being English or Irish worked against me when I was doing because I was doing a lot of my enrollment to try to get legal during as Rajoy was coming in the Pepe. And
Nobody knows what that is, kids.
No, they
okay,
don't.
let's talk. Okay, this is true. Thank you.
Because I'm one of them. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was the ex-president of Spain.
Oh, there you go. See?
That was the Bush time of not comparing them.
Constantly learning.
Nope, not today.
I said, what? And so Rajoy was the leader of the Pepe, and he took over in 2011, after 2011. And that's when I fully started my process, and I kept getting rejected. And the thing was, why do we need a U.S. American educator or historian or anything when we can get an Englishman or an Irishman who's European already? And then Brexit.
Right.
Incidentally, Birmingham is bankrupt as I'm speaking to you right now.
Oh, I think we're going to see more of that.
It's fun. So, okay, let's talk about this because once you already made the move and you've jumped and you've sown your seeds or whatever, right? Yeah.
Is that what men? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
It's what we do. Yeah, we do that, but we don't do the zoo all the time.
That's
I'm just
right.
saying.
That's right.
We keep it in our pants because the Lord taught us well. But when you've assimilated already, and then friends and family come over, what's walking? First time or not? I mean, the first time my father came over, you guys, you girls, he asked me, Mijito, do I need to bring soluble water tablets? Dad, it's true. And I said, Dad, we don't live in Eastern Europe.
Oh, my God.
No, that's a line from AbFab. If you know what I'm talking about, shout out. But, they roll into and they disturb your flow.
Yep.
So how do you deal with it, and what advice would you give to people who are dealing with that in situations when we throw this out into Al Gore's interwebs? Because, sometimes it's high maintenance. And I threw there on our joking list of minutes, I mean, besides copious amounts, bean chowder, correct. Besides copious amounts of Xanax and Ambien.
I think Kelly can speak to that very well right now.
I
because
can.
14 visitors at the moment.
Yes.
Beautiful.
14 visitors strolling in. Now, some have been here before, so they know what to expect, and they're cool. And they didn't go like typical Americans. They were kind of assimilated, a.k.a. learn to not walk around in their, kitten heels on cobblestone streets or those kinds of things. But I still get the,
You mean like Courtney Stodden?
oh my gosh, you don't have a dryer? You hang your clothes? What's this? Why would you do this? What? I mean, for those questions. Oh, there's a different plugs. I mean, really, all the way down to that.
No, they didn't realize.
Young children in the group. Yeah, did not realize. I mean,
Is that
everything
one of the
that
things
could
that they kind of tell you when you're getting your first year rail pass and you're trying,
One of them didn't
No,
have
there's
a,
no education about
he didn't have a
coming to Europe.
passport. It was his first time.
You just figure it out.
First time leaving the country. So he had no clue. But all of those things you have to kind of explain. Does everybody walk here? Do you have a car?
Speaking of walking, when my
Yeah.
parents came, when my parents were here together for the first time, I remember taking them through the city, and they were like snails walking down the street. And I am a get to from point A to point B, like let's just go.
Yeah.
And these poor people, I was like, come on, let's go. And it was like we ran by Casaballo because it was like, come on, let's go. But they want to see everything, and
Yeah.
I forget that experience of
Exactly.
coming here for the first time.
Yeah.
And for them, it was like, oh my gosh, the buildings and the architecture and the streets and the cut corners. And for me, it's
That's
like,
so cute,
let's go. We got a
too.
reservation. We got to get there on time.
But is that also because of your sign?
I think, well, I mean, I'm an Aries and I am like, I'm the bull. Let's go. Fire
Yes,
sign.
she is.
And I just, so for me, it's patience. It's remembering that they're coming here for the first
It's true.
time. And you just kind of need to get into that mentality that, not that I ever take the city for granted because I'm amazed by the city every day. But I have to kind of get my head wrapped around like, okay, we got a first time visitor. We got to walk slow. We got to, go get the coffee from not Starbucks, but from the cafe, or the cafeteria. Let's get some croissants and some paella and do the
Right.
touristy stuff.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
So I feel like when people come to your city, especially for those expat immigrants who are listening, you discover the city again or new things about it when you're showing it around.
That's true.
To other people.
That's true.
And
That's
so then
true.
it becomes new to you. I also love it in holidays when people leave. I remember this back in the city too, back in New York. And July 4th, everybody would get that out, usually to the Hamptons, Long Island. And the city was so quiet. And it was, you had it to yourself and everything was open because, it's the city that never sleeps. That's when you put the Mexicans to work at the stores. No. I'm a Mexican, I can say that. But it feels like you have the city to yourself and you discover it when they come and they
Yeah,
show up. And
totally.
my father has just recently moved in. He comes in and out. He's kind of like Amy Grant or Madonna. They just float in and out of your life like wholesome beings. And he's here now, thanks Lucas's heart. And when we're doing things, I realize that I'm seeing new
things.
I ruined his El Camino, Daddy. I love you.
But there's so much to do in this city, and I think I said that about 14 times last night. We were out, had a little too much to drink. I'm drinking ginger today.
This is ginger beer. This is kava.
and I got my coffee mug that I use
Yeah.
every
Shout
morning.
out to our UK brothers and sisters as well,
right.
because as this is an English-focused thing, it really does often deal with people from the Five Eye countries.
Right.
And,
Sure.
so shout out to all our people from the Five Eye countries and all our listeners who are practicing their English. It is very, very important. We can't help it. We're
yes.
just U.S. Americans. We want to help the world. That's why we're here.
I find myself being quite embarrassed by being with my friends. I'm not gonna lie, because they're so
So
loud.
bloody
So
loud.
loud.
They're so loud. They got kicked out of 3 bars.
There you go.
I wasn't
Yeah.
with them, thank goodness. But yeah,
But this is one of the advice we would give them. Okay, so
please don't.
keep it chill, keep it real. Because remember, as they used to tell me at that school when we were little, you may be the only Bible, Quran, Torah, that anyone ever sees. So
Okay, I mean,
you're representing. Did they ever tell you that?
you're
shit?
representing.
No?
You're
the-
right, yeah.
what-
You're
No,
representing.
yes,
The
the
family,
representing
too. Oh, my
family,
parents, come
always.
on.
Yes, yes.
You are representing the family.
I think advice I would give people that come also is don't come in August. Because the Americans think,
true.
let's go in August. It's right before school starts. It's the end of the summer. I mean, let's talk about the heat, the
Exactly.
humidity. It is a thing here.
It is a thing here, and that is true. And I think for anybody a lot of people from the U.S., in fact, Barcelona this year, again, is going to take the cake as the most visited city, I believe,
Nice.
in the world, I think, or is it Europe? I think it's the
man, I don't
world.
know.
And if you can come at the beginning or like the 5th through the 14th of September, that's a
Yeah.
better time to
September,
come.
October, yeah.
August is really between 95 and 110 and between 70 and 90% humidity. It's fun. And Iberia is like that as well. But I will say this year it was hotter in Italy and France than here.
Yeah.
I also find that middle to end of July is normally hotter than August. Sometimes it kind of starts peaking beginning of August and goes down. but those summer months are
It's
hard for
hot.
people when they come here. It's
They're not
so
used to
hot
it.
and they're not used to this.
We're having a bit of an indigenous people summer right now. I caught myself because it's kind of turned.
So funny.
I caught myself, and I'm gonna keep it real, and because it's continued.
Yeah.
It was 30-something degrees the last few days.
I know. And it was there. Is it always this hot here? Is it so
Mm-hmm.
humid here? Why? Where's the service in the restaurant? Can we get some water? Is there ice? I mean, all the
Do they
things.
bake chips?
Yeah. Oh, it's just.
Well, the free water that bothers people because in the States you always get water when you sit down. They bring you
Right.
bread and water, and here you have to ask for it and pay for it.
Right.
And
Well, no-
ice is not a thing.
Right.
Well, and also for our listeners later on in the hoops, we're recording this in October, late October of which year? I'm gonna let you guess. And but ice is not necessarily a thing always, and water is more expensive than beer here, and often depending if you're where you're at, than a glass of wine even if you're at a
Maybe
cheap.
that's why I had no water yesterday. I just drank. That's
It's
what
the
happened
culture's
last
fault.
night. That's
You're
what,
hungover
that's what
because of
happened.
the culture.
We're gonna blame the
That's what
culture.
happened.
You have to blame the fucking culture, y'all. Speaking of culture, medical culture. When doctors make mistakes, okay, when you come here, you have to realize that you may have to do a little bit of fun bureaucracy, but you get free medical health care when you come to most places in Europe. And it took me a while. Honestly, the only reason they denied me the first few times. And I remember her pulling out
Manual?
notebook, like a trapper keeper, and and she showed me the countries that they wouldn't.
Really?
And the last one, and I'm not kidding you, it was liquid papered out, and on top of it, someone had written, comma, Estados Unidos de America.
Wow.
It was gangsta like that in Dresanes.
Did she turn around and write something in the notebook before she
No,
showed it
but
to
she
you? Because
was-
maybe she wrote it while you were there.
She was un poco hippie, you know what I mean? So hippie would be the posh hippies, those hippies in university, you just want to slug them. Then they call mom and dad, Mom, I need 3,000.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But they can't take a shower. But she took a shower. The sister was, I'm just saying. Dresanes, check yourself before you wreck yourself. We're recording this in Barcelona, everybody. And it was the third try when somebody saw that I was from New York City, and she said, oh, my dream is to escape here for the summer. No kids. She made that a point. And to spend a summer in New York learning English.
Oh.
And it's being there with the people.
Okay.
Not a bit. And
My
she
husband
said,
did that. That's how he really refined his English. He went to New York for a couple months.
This woman, and she said, she pulled out the same binder. I remember she was looking at things, looking at my passport, looking at my documentation in New York City.
And she wrote, "Except Lucas."
I mean,
Except this
and
man
it was ching,
with his
ching,
photo.
Ching, ching. And my dog had just died. It sounds like a country song. We're going to get to that later, too. My dog had just died, and my mother was in detox. It's fun. The U.S. is fun. And detox can be fun, depending on where you go.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't know. But then you get your doctor. Mine was fine. I could never let my father meet her because it'd be like on a bag of white on rice, as we say. But she was an amazing doctor. And I didn't feel, sometimes guys prefer male doctors for certain reasons.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
She was good.
She was
I have some good
badass.
doctors here too.
Badass.
I've
Shout
heard a
out,
great-
Senora Rodrigo Munet.
Service here, healthcare and service. But I have free healthcare because I'm a resident. And so I'm enrolled into the
Exactly.
security, the social.
Once you're a
social
temp resident, which would take some time when you're a
That's
U.S.
me.
citizen, Canadian,
I'm still temp, and I have private insurance, but I mean when you,
you can get cat salute.
I have it.
Okay.
I do have it.
But I also have
But I don't
private
use it.
insurance because how much do we pay for private insurance on a monthly basis here, Children of the Corn,
I pay.
in Europe?
I think I pay 60 euros a month.
Thank you, me
I
too.
pay $140, but that's because I had a hip replacement. So,
Oh, my sister.
And it was fantastic.
And it was freaking
Fantastic.
tastic.
And how much was that hip replacement? Because they are 20,000, more and more.
Oh, way more.
Wherever you're coming from.
Way more, but I pay no deductibles, no copay.
This
no,
is all I'm saying.
No.
But But this doesn't just, I think for people that come as tourists.
Yes.
I mean, you're not just going to come here and then.
No,
you
no,
know.
no.
And the other
True.
thing is,
Let's keep it real. Yes.
You can't.
Thank
these
you
are for
saying that.
residents. And
That's
the other
right.
thing is when we go, like when I go to the emergency room, it's a substantial wait. I mean, in the States it is as well. But I find that the healthcare is a different experience here.
It is.
I mean, I went to the doctor here for a sinus infection. And the first thing he said was, "Do you sleep with your windows open?" I don't know. Does that matter? And he was like, "You need air. You need a current. That'll clear up your sinus infection." And I was like, "I just really want an antibiotic. Can you just give
I'm
me
American.
some
Could you give me some drugs?
amoxicillin?" And he was like, "Well, let's just try, water. Let's try sleeping with your window open and come back to me in a couple of days." I was like, "I'm going to be on the floor dead in a couple of days. Give me my antibiotic. I'm American." So it's a whole system here. It's a lot of Eastern,
US
Western. It's a lot of
Yes,
and
good
antibiotics here are not used like they are in the States.
No.
It's a different culture of medicine that you kind of have to.
Although I had a
ease
doctor,
into.
I had a doctor yesterday, so I went to have a dermatology appointment, right? And this doctor, I sought him out because he had U.S. education. I
And he
don't
spoke
know.
English.
He spoke English. That was
There
a
we
big
go.
deal. Yeah, he spoke English. So I mean, my Spanish is, habla un poquito. See? Poquito. But he was so great. The first thing he told me when I started talking to him was, "I love the American culture. I just love Westerns. I've really studied everything about it." And he just went on and on how much he loves the States, loves everything. But he was also, he was 100% knowledgeable. He had different ideas, alternative ideas to where I thought I was going to have something cut to remove it. And he's like, "No, we're going to do something more conservative and nothing anybody's said before." So I really appreciate the level, too, of expertise that I've run into here. Really incredible. And especially when my private insurance is next to nothing.
Well,
It's insane.
medical here, the technology and the advancements they have here in Barcelona and in Spain
Specific.
is it's very good.
It's the
I
top
mean,
in the world.
It's one of the
great.
tops in the
Valley-d'Hebron
world.
and
great.
Hospital Clinique.
Exactly.
Come on.
Right? Technon is an amazing
And
hospital.
it's right down the street and around the corner from where I live. It's
And
wonderful.
It's beautiful. It's like a
Yeah.
tourist attraction.
It
If you go to
is.
the Hospital Technon, it's beautiful.
Just
up
go over there, take some weed
Say
with
hi.
you, have a picnic, you know how to roll. But then there are the things that are odd. Because like I said, Daddy, I'm sorry I ruined your Camino, but you're going right back. But I had a little issue that had to get checked out last week. This week was the dog, last week was me. It's a love thing.
So fun.
It's fun. And they were giving me some treatment, and then they come in for more treatment. I said, "What is that?" And they're going to give me this liquid metamizole, this Nolatil.
No.
No,
And I
that's beautiful.
said,
It's
I
an-
remembered this from when I'd had
Nope,
some stuff.
not today.
And he said, no. I said, no. In fact, I said,
I'll rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
is what I said. And I said, "You get that shit away from me. I'm going to cut it off." And I'm not talking about that cord, honey. No, I'm kidding. And he said, "Yeah, okay, no problem." And he just walked out. The minute I said no, he said, "Okay, no problem," and walked out. Obviously, and cut
But
the
if
line.
you didn't know what it was.
So can we
you'd-
please talk about this? Because there is
Yes.
something real that Lady S, you
Yeah.
mentioned to us the other day at brunch, and I was, I'd be all like, "What?" And I'm all like, and then I go,
So I think it's always interesting when you travel to other countries because the medicine is different, and if you don't bring your own medicine, which is like bringing a suitcase full of stuff. So Nolatil here, for me at least, because I'm always sick. So Nolatil here is the #1 prescribed analgesic pain. It's a pain medicine.
"Oh yeah,
And-
analgesic up that ass."
Analgesico. I sometimes I lose my English words now, and I can only speak in Spanish.
It's called
Analgesico.
Spanglish.
Oh, it's a problem. She can only speak in Spanish, you guys. She's been here.
I don't know if you know that.
So it's a pain medicine. It's a #1 pain medicine that's prescribed here. And the problem is that in some people, genetic backgrounds,
Northern
like
Europe.
UK, Northern Europe, for example, it's banned in the UK, is because it has a propensity
Yeah.
to cause sepsis. It's this big long word that I don't remember that starts with A, but it causes some problem in the body that will lead to sepsis, and that is a rapid
Terrible.
decline
And there have
in
been many
health.
deaths here.
And sepsis is very scary because a lot of people don't know the symptoms are quite vague, and then all of a sudden
I'm
they're
feeling
gone
like
too
I'm
far.
getting them. I'm getting the symptoms right now.
Would you please stop? Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
Do you need to eat something?
Funny. No, thanks so much.
We have croissants.
We mentioned I'm hungover. Okay.
We also
yeah.
have coffee sitting over there, which I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at it. It's kind of making my nipples hard, but
Well,
whatever.
coffee
Lots of
does
things make
that.
my nipples hard.
Coffee does that.
But also, Mamacita, you mentioned something also at brunch the other day.
Yeah.
And it required a carajillo with Bailey's, which is a coffee with Bailey's for my U.S. or for my my country listeners. But codeine is from morphine, and I never knew that. And my whole life I've been allergic to it, and immediate vomits come. And I never knew this, and this is an explanation, which might mean I can't have morphine, but I can have my THC. God, I need to get some Botox right here. I can just see it looking at the YouTube. But shout out YouTube. Thank you, lighting at RCE 106.9. Hey, guys. Tell us how you learned this, please. I'm so effing interested.
She's a
So I'm allergic to
encyclopedia.
morphine. And
See?
actually, all the doctors would say you can't be allergic to morphine, or it's not a real allergy. It's an intolerance. Don't you love that with food?
Yeah,
it's
that's
an
fine.
intolerance.
What
It's
the
not an
hell?
allergy.
Watch
I mean,
my
is that
body.
anything more American? It's
Yes,
like, morphine's just an
serious.
intolerance.
Watch me turn green. This isn't intolerance. I
So-
don't know what's going on.
Right. So I actually went and got allergy I needed to get allergy tested, and I told the doctor, I actually think I have an allergy to morphine. They said, no puede ser. It can't be. But they tested me anyways, and I came back positive, and the doctor said, I said, could you please write these down
Yeah.
for me to
I
take
need
to other
proof.
doctors?
I need
And
proof.
in it, he wrote, she's allergic to morphine, but if she really needs it, don't worry, you can give it to her.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, no, that does not sound good. That's
Wow.
what it says. But
Oh, my
I think an
nerves.
allergy to morphine is quite rare. But I get very, very severe water retention where it goes in my lungs.
Well,
and
what
it's-
happened the
it's a
other
quite-
night? Tell the good
codeine.
people, y'all.
So the other day, I had a procedure. I needed some pain medicine afterwards, and I was given Tylenol with codeine, paracetamol with codeine. And I took it not realizing that the codeine was a morphine derivative.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, my
And
baby
I
girl.
woke up in the middle of the night with fingers like King Charles, these little sausages.
Ah!
I'm sorry.
Girl, keep
I'm
it real. What the
sorry.
hell was that?
Royal expats.
Exactly. Just saying, but they look like Vienna sausages. They really do. That's messed up. But madam, please, ladies,
And yeah, I started having some severe water retention, and I stopped it. Last time I've had it happen in the past, and I needed to have a bigger medical intervention. This time it was quite small, so that was great. But it's just important to know what doctors give you and what's in it. For me, Google is my best friend. I'm the person that Googles everything. I can't help it.
Well, can I just talk about a weird thing that happened? I went to the doctor, and so I've got all kinds of problems. I really sound like a real problem.
I sound
I was like, I really have like
Listen,
hips,
excuse
the
me, when
nose.
you're 39, you have to realize some things.
Very funny. For
It's
53 over
true.
here. 53. Big rock star
Okay.
53. Okay, so I go to the doctor, and I've got this. I walk in with this shoulder that I can't even put my bra on. Like, can't hardly wash my hair. It's ridiculous, right? And it hurts. Just all of a sudden, 2 months. For 2 months, it's hurt. And I walk in. The first thing he says to me is, "Well, do you have a sore throat? Did you have a sore throat?" And I was like, "What does that have to do?"
Do you sleep with your window open?
Shoulder. Yeah, exactly. What does that have to do with my shoulder? And he's like, "Oh, that's a COVID thing. We're finding a correlation between the shoulder and the sore throat."
Long COVID.
Weird. So frozen shoulder is what it has. Then I learned
heart's
from
not open.
no, yes, heart's not. That's what happens. I learned from a couple of my friends from the States. They said that it's a symptom of menopause.
Welcome
But
to
you're only
menopause.
39.
What? 53. Can you menopause? Frozen shoulders and menopause? And they did say frozen shoulders tend to be like with women. Mostly women get them, and they don't know why. But why did we not then put 2 and 2 together with hormones? Hi, can we have some study?
But AFAB said that in LA they didn't believe in menopause.
Okay,
Oh, we don't get the menopause in LA. We don't believe in it.
hilarious.
Ay, chingo. Okay, and then the other things that happen when you are, And I think when you're in an expat, and when you are in an expat, yeah, when you're in sudden expat.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. The devil makes me
not
say
today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Again, the devil, absolutely
I
not.
rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
And so when you look at things from a different point of view because you've been outside, and we heard of the typical Delta Airlines flight from BC into Atlanta, which my sister and I have flown many times.
Me
On
too.
the East Coast.
I'm going to say, when you've been gone for a while and you get back into the States,
Yeah.
the splay of girth in front of your eyes is scary. I'm going to keep it real.
What?
What
Okay.
girth?
The amount of chunkiness around when you arrive.
You're talking the population in
You
general.
get to LA, that's a whole different story.
Got it. That's
That's
true.
a whole different story when you just fly to LA. But
Sort of not though.
But to get to New York, usually you have to fly. Well, no, that's not true now. But before, you really went to Atlanta and then went up.
yeah.
It was weird. Or you went to Canada and then over. And so I just remember when the first time I'd been gone for years and then went back. Anyway, so
It's speaking on this, I was reading that
73% is a statistic now. I'm just saying.
Speaking on this term, excuse me, I was reading that airlines are really excited about Ozempic because people are going to lose weight, and it's better for
Stop.
fuel. It's better for their
it has to
their
be.
fuel.
Lady Spencer
and
works for MSN. Pay attention, bitches.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
No.
Not today.
No.
Nope, not today.
And
Oh, God, then never mind. But she knows what she's saying.
She does.
so it's an article, you can Google it, saying
That's crazy.
that there are a lot of airlines that are saying, let's get on this Ozempic trend because the population
Get
will weigh
everybody on
less.
drugs. Let's
It
go.
will help with
How?
Amy
You're
Simone's been
American.
joking so much about this.
This is
though.
so American. Give everybody Ozempic. Hand it out like candy. We need to get a fly lighter.
like the new Ritalin.
Why is it
Yeah.
so
New
jacked
Adderall.
up? Well, okay, well, in all fairness, one way to lose a ton of weight is to have explosive diarrhea on a flight.
Oh my gosh.
And on the September 1st
not
flight,
gonna make it.
literally, truly 4 days ago, I'm trying not to say that word so much. It was so bad, someone had explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, exactly.
They had
Down
to
the
turn
entire
around over
aisle.
Central Virginia, so they had already made the flight most of the
Okay.
way.
I'm already feeling queasy. Could we not?
It was part of our
No,
schedule
no,
a minute.
I
They
know.
left Atlanta. They left Atlanta, and they
Headed
got
here.
No, they were coming to Barcelona.
I
They were
totally
only
thought it
on
was-
like an hour.
Okay,
Yeah,
excuse
yeah.
me. I'm sorry, loves. So
Oof.
they had just taken off.
Mm-hmm.
They were flying over Virginia. Nothing everyone wants to shit like Joe Manchin. That's West Virginia, whatever.
terrible
But
is that?
sorry. Oof.
Not the joke.
Stab, stab, stab,
I
stab.
can't imagine being on that plane.
It was a biohazard issue. It was called in. The pilot of the DL-194 called it in saying, we have a biohazard issue. We have a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. They want to come back to it.
Houston, we have a
through the
problem.
Yeah.
all the way through the airplane. So it led. I can't even.
And evidently, I read
can't
that
even.
they sprayed a vanilla scented sanitizer on top of it. So
Yeah.
the people interviewed from that plane said
Vanilla
it was
poop.
the most
It's just vanilla poop.
terrible smell ever. And you know that air recirculates. It's not like
Oh
they're
my God.
venting it out.
Oh no! Stop! I am
Come
so.
on.
I'm already really nauseous.
sardines
guys.
in a
Yeah, we're
can.
gonna switch
Killing
off
me.
to this one. We're gonna switch
You're
off to that one. But that
killing
shit
me.
is real. The other thing that was okay. Let's lighten it up. Lighten it up. Drink your ginger beer, dear. Drink your ginger beer. This thing that went viral 2 or 3 weeks ago. That when we listen to this in the future, it's gonna sound cliched probably because everyone's gonna say, "Yeah, guys do that." This Roman Empire. Do men, heterosexual, mostly men, think consistently on the Roman Empire?
It is just the weirdest thing ever.
My father said, "Yeah, mijito, why?" That was his.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
At what point during the day does that just pop into your head when you're like brushing your
Probably
teeth?
when you're shitting, because
Right,
you know,
like-
guys,
They're
we
like, they
we
didn't have
spend 20,
toilets in the
15,
Roman
30
Empire.
minutes reading, doing, flipping, scrolling, typing,
Oh,
working. on the-
maybe.
Lucas
Why-
has a workstation in the bathroom.
I
Right.
do not. Well, actually, I
does.
do. It's the
He
bidet.
does. He does.
The bidet.
He does.
Ladies, just keeping it real.
He
But I've
does.
noticed it since we were kids because, we grew up mixed in the family. There were boys and girls. And Mom and Kiki, they'd get in, they do their business, wash their hands, and go.
No,
and
we don't
boys,
waste our time.
No, and guys, we enjoy our time there. We let it rip and we talk to Jesus. Here they say Señor Roca, but I say Jesus. No, I'm not going to do it again. So, okay. Yeah.
Vamos.
Next topic. So, Have you asked your fellow brethren or fatherin if they think on the Roman Empire?
I just think that's so weird, but I will. I mean, I can't imagine. Wow, at what time does that pop into your head?
I
know
had
you said
all
you
my
had a-
business folk and university students
they
text
said-
there, and most of them were yes. Their
Stop
fathers or
it.
boyfriends said yes.
Wow.
But I really
don't know
wonder if it's
why.
just the topic. Like if you change this and you said like the fall, I don't know, something else.
Is it
then
the
maybe
fall
people
of
would
the-
say like, it's like if you say don't think of an elephant and you think of an
fall.
elephant. Like try not to think of this specific thing. I feel like if you
Mm.
said, do you think of the Roman Empire falling all the time? I don't know. I kind of feel like
so
they say,
weird.
yeah, I guess I do.
One
Really,
of the
really-
responses I got was gladiators. I think of the gladiators and the strength and the tenacity that it was a father saying this. No, it was a boyfriend saying this to his live-in girlfriend.
What?
Yeah. It was a gladiator.
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know. I can't relate to this. I don't know
And
because I
just-
don't.
And I also
So
thought,
weird.
and here's the thing: my basis, my university degree, is through history, specifically the Roman Empire and the British Empire. So
Okay.
I tutor on this
Well, so you're
consistently,
constantly-
but I don't think about it, and I think I kind of think it's a insecure heterosexual thing.
It's weird.
Insecure heterosexual.
I wonder if we were in Rome and we'd say, "Do you think of the fall of the Roman Empire?" They'd be like, "What?"
I'll tell you this: Italian men think of the United States and its power. They learn a lot. Even business Italian is rife with, and I speak Italian, is rife with business English, just English words.
Oh yeah.
Ordinator is il computer, is a computer.
Oh.
There, there's just certain things that have been taken because of, Madison Avenue rules it all.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now there's more women in Madison Avenue, but I want to ask you girls something because this is something I love to talk about because I've been blessed with a big old one. And the issue of the micro penis and the small ass on men. Because we talk about it came
Do
up
you have
at
family
brunch.
listening to this?
I think I do.
Right.
I think I do.
Is there a family?
We mentioned this was going to be on it. There was no veto of this in brunch.
But it
Shout out
came up
Petite
at brunch,
Beau.
but I'm not sure we mentioned it would go live. But
All
that's
right,
fine.
Let's talk about guys' insecurities about
This is
having
it.
a flat booty.
A
Because
flat
I didn't know
booty.
that was a thing. I didn't know that guys would be so insecure about that. Are they worried about like how clothes look on them? You know what? We don't give credence to guys enough about caring about their clothes. We just assume they throw on stuff and walk out the door and don't really care so much about fashion. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think sometimes, I don't know, at least for a certain class of people, there's more care on the look by men here than women?
Yeah, I do.
They notar.
I noticed
They
that in
notar
Europe.
también.
I think
I've
it's
noticed that.
Europe.
No, I think it's
when you go to
situational.
Paris, when you go to Paris,
Italy, those
Yeah.
women,
Torino as well.
Madrid, there's a really
Yeah,
fashion.
Seville, las mujeres, las donas y hombres. Yeah, man. It's here, though, in Barcelona, Catalonia, I've seen that the men care more about a look at certain times than the women.
That's weird.
Like, I remember shout out Kelly Millions, fashionista, NYC, Houston, LA. And she was here with me a few years ago. We were walking around, and she was walking around, and she said, "Why do all the ladies here look like lesbians?" She was trying to be respectful.
Right.
But it was like, the joke here for me, I'm going to keep it real. What the hell? It's our podcast.
Yes.
Is that a flustered lesbian or is that just a angry Catalan mom?
Now, you told me some history about the short hair and the Catalan mom. And
Well, and this
history.
is something that goes back to that.
Okay.
During the time pre and during Franco, people who were caught specifically around the Ciutat Vella, members, wives of the Ateneu, they would be thrown out in the little placetas and they would shave their heads
Wow.
for speaking Catalan and doing this stuff. And so it became an act of rebellion, specifically from the 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I think.
Keep your hair
to,
short.
Yeah, keep it short and look mannish.
Yeah.
Like, screw the femininity, we'll take on like this because some Catalans. And so there's an identity, not necessarily that it's like pervasive and everyone knows this history, because believe me. But there is something to that. But going back to what we were speaking of in regards to not caring so much about what women and men think or look here. Let's go back to the original thing. The small ass men. Shout out to all women. Whatever you do and look, you are a queen. rock that shit. But men with small asses. I'm a man with been blessed on both sides, and up here too, and I always hated my big ass growing up. Yeah, I did because I couldn't fit into this typical jeans.
Jordache jeans.
I would never wear those, but like I had to buy Gerbo, Pepe, Cavaricci, Italian, European jeans because guys have more butts here oftentimes than back in the States. Some of our white boys don't have it. But I noticed in the UK, a lot of our skinny white brothers do have a big butt. They have a little bubble butt, at least something there. I think it's the potatoes. I swear to God, it's the potatoes
It's
in
the
the UK.
milk and cheese.
Might be better.
I have no
The butter.
idea.
Butter makes it
Is that
better.
Butter makes it better.
Oh, that was clever.
That
I
is
see what you
good.
did there.
Butter.
The
Butter
butter.
makes it better.
Is that? I can't believe it's not butter. Or is it?
No,
Butter
that's
makes
just
it
all
better.
butter.
No,
I'm from the
butter
south of
ma-
the U.S. We fry
butter
everything
makes
in
it
butter and lard.
Well, and
makes
France
everything
too.
better.
But is this an inferiority complex gauge for men? Because both of you have beautiful people in your life that might not be the biggest in the bum region.
Little baby butt.
And my ex as well had a.
I got nothing wrong with what I got going on in my life. He's
Amen.
perfect.
Okay,
No worries
all
there.
right. We won't say nothing.
He's
We won't say
listening.
nothing.
It
And-
doesn't,
but
listening
also,
or not, it's all good.
Nope, not today.
not when I'm swinging. But we focus so much on the women and how, and I told this to some of my businessmen the other day, you never have to step out and think about how a plurality, if not majority, of men or women are looking at you and thinking, I want to get a taste of that.
Yeah.
And every time an intelligent, vivacious, beautiful woman of any shape or size or color walks out, or sexuality, they have to kind of have that armor on a little bit somehow. Sometimes it's bigger than not, sometimes it's not.
Totally. I experienced that last night actually going out with my friends because I don't
There you
go
go.
out. I don't go out a ton. Usually work late hours, blah blah blah. But it was an interesting when you haven't been out for a while and then you go out and put on your red lipstick and you go out and people just are looking at you and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I love your lips," and you're thinking, "Did I put my lipstick on for you or for me?" You start really thinking about that, and then they're what I do like here. I have to say about for me the local men in Barcelona, they're not obnoxious. I don't think so. I find the most
They are
obnoxious men.
mama's boys, that's why. So they have a
Seriously,
little more
it's very
understanding.
different. They're more respectful, in my opinion. They're not gregarious. You're not getting like cat calls.
Well, you also
walking.
deal with a certain type of men too.
That's true, but I mean, even the young ones to the older ones, I just feel like they're more respectful here. Where it's like in Italy, it's a different story,
Really.
but it's fun though.
What about LA?
Oh, LA, no, they wait for you to talk to them. It's very ego driven. They'll stand across the room and smile at you for 2 hours, and you're supposed to pick up on that as are you looking at, do you want to say something? Should we have a conversation, or are we just going to stare at each other for 2 hours? It's very, maybe fear of rejection.
I'm sorry, but at a 90s, I'm not going to name names, but at a 90s con thing last week, someone made a mad shout out to his wife. And that same person weeks before had been catcalling on you at an app that for exclusives, because our
dating
girl here
app.
is an exclusive. That's why we call her Queen Kelly.
Right. This is true. This is very true.
And then also, that's something I don't miss from the U.S.
No.
Is that overt fraudulence.
Yeah.
Because the next topic was to talk about things that we miss from the U.S. We're going to talk about some country music and play us out.
What do we miss from the U.S.? Well,
I don't miss that overt fakeness.
no.
That ish, I'm done. But I'm done with that also too with men in most generalities, which is why another little tryout of a create a cast we're doing is about this idea of guys don't do that with one of my homegirls.
Oh, that's funny.
Of things that how we relate to men in a new age, because I feel like sometimes men have been getting a stronger rap on things these days because it's accountability time.
Yeah, I think the tables have turned. Like the lens has turned definitely to men. And I was watching something about how they're demasculated, right? That they are emasculated.
Emasculated,
Yeah,
yeah.
that they're dehumanized and emasculated, right? And it was a very interesting, really interesting. It was a Netflix thing, but I was watching it on the airplane. And the guy next to me was like, I swear to God, he was like, amen, like every so often, right? Because he was watching at the same time, watching the same movie. And they're just talking about how they really
Dehumanizing and emasculating.
right,
Wow.
dehumanizing and emasculating,
need
but they
to know
just
this.
because they can't really do anything right because they have such a lens on them right now that it's like you go left too much and it's not, you go right too much. And I feel like, oh, now you know, right? Because we've been dealing with that forever. If you do this, you're that, get a label. If you do this, you're that, you got a label. And now they're just feeling that, right? But I do love the ones that are stepping up, the men that are stepping up. And you see them walking their kids through the park. There's a lot of that here.
I know.
There's a lot of weekend
ton.
daddies, and I really love that. I think it's
Brooklyn
great.
too. Just saying, it's happening more and more. I
More and more
think.
everywhere. I really I appreciate that. It seems
Yeah.
like people are more the partner,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
beautiful. I think it's part of our generations coming up, realizing
yeah.
because we are kids of a certain time, and thankfully we grew up in a different era, and not the 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm not thankfully. I wish I could have lived the 70s. I really, really do. But the things I miss is I miss New York City and Mexican food.
Oh yeah. Well, they have Mexican food here, and I
They
found
do.
some good ones.
And there's some good ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, you should not have to go pay, 50 euros a person for good Mexican food or 80 euros a person
Yeah.
for good Mexican. It's just, come on. It's Mexican food.
Right.
Okay. And
I
it's
want
all natural,
Dollar Street
gluten free. Yeah, exactly. Which you can get in certainly, you can't really get it in New York.
It's Cali, you can. I miss
California,
I miss it.
Texas, Michigan a lot because, my people, we're everywhere. Florida. Can you get that in the Carolinas?
What's that?
Good Mexican
The
food.
street tacos.
Oh,
and
yeah. No. And they've got good, yeah.
Carolinas. They have everything. I want to know more about the islands. And another podcast, you need to regale us more about the Carolinas. I have a
There's
very
so much
big
history in
history
the
about
Carolinas.
exactly.
I was just telling my
But
friends
for
about
black
it.
folk, for
Wright
white folk,
brothers.
for our food, for
Yeah.
so much source of come from the Carolinas.
Yeah,
Northern
yeah.
Carolina and South Carolina, there's so much happening politically right now in the
Northern
Carolinas. And what's up with all of these closeted homosexual senators from the Carolinas? Right?
I don't know.
What is up? You
can't
got
help you
Lindsey
there.
Graham, and who's the other one?
You
From the
got me.
Carolinas?
I don't know. I just go
Oh,
there
I know.
twice a year, every year for High Point Market.
High Point Market.
Yeah.
What's his name? The black gentleman, Scott. Scott, you got, and they're both closet gays. I swear. Allegedly. Let me learn from Wendy Williams. Allegedly.
Exactly.
Speaking of the Carolinas and being born in Texas and having Cali roots here.
Oh, yeah.
Country music.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was not a fan. And then when we were talking and I started remembering and I said, oh, shit. I do love me some country, especially Catholic.
You going country.
Catholic.
That's right.
You know
especially
what?
them Catholic countries.
Every time I go home,
Country.
I go and visit my parents, and I jump in my dad's Ford 250, and it's stuck on country music, I swear. But it feels like home when I go home. That's what I want to do. I actually want
That
to
is-
do that. There's weird.
I can't listen to country music here. I hear it. If it shuffles on my phone, it's like, next. Thank you, next. I can't do it. It's not the vibe. It's not the culture. I feel like I am like an alien in this world with country music in the background. When
Country
I go
music
home,
here, what is it? It's Shania Twain and Billy Ray Cyrus.
I don't even know.
It
what
is. It's
I
Shania
don't even
Twain.
have it. I don't
More than
know.
anything.
I
And
don't-
maybe
I
some
don't really
Taylor,
hear
because
it.
people love them some Taylor Swift.
That's a
up in this
pop
bitch.
But
pop
that's
country.
I mean, I'm
yeah.
old, not old school. I mean, but I'm older country, and this new country I don't really know anything about. But when I go back and I hear it on the radio, it's like, oh yeah.
So
it
what's
takes me
country to
back
you? What's country to
16.
you?
Like I remember when I got my license and I got to control the music in my car. I was Tim McGraw all the way. I
God, I
just
was house
completely
music.
ruined that CD because it was on repeat.
Tim
so
McGraw.
I mean, but that was back when
Who's he married to?
you
Is
know,
that Faith Hill?
Faith Hill.
Yeah.
He's cute.
That's-
You
yeah,
sure
yeah.
you sure he's on your team?
Exactly. I like him. Not a fan of hers, but that's all right.
Well, back then though, they were. I mean, back in the '90s, they were huge.
Oh
both
my
of them.
God! Gouge my ears out now.
Where the green grass grows. That was my jam in my big Suburban. I had a 1986 Suburban.
Oh my gosh, that's
it was people
hilarious.
laughed at me when I got out because I'm 5'1".
Yeah, that's
and I would
just-
hop out of this 3-road massive white Suburban. And they're like, I'm sorry, are you sitting on phone books? How'd you get
Yeah.
in that thing?
Uh-huh.
So-
Gee, yeah.
I like Miranda Lambert. She's sassy.
Yes.
That heifer is smart as hell.
I like her.
And she knows she doesn't give an F.
No.
But she didn't get an F, a given F after 30, 35.
She's
When you
good.
start giving an F, I think expats have more of that. I don't give an F.
Oh yeah.
You
It
have to
takes
have
a
that
lot
connip to
of-
get out.
Yes, for sure.
And Miranda Lambert gives that out of country music.
Don't people tell you all the time? That's so brave, right? When you leave and you move.
People from there,
"That's so
people from
brave."
our Five Eyed countries have a tendency to say that.
That's
But people
so
who they
brave.
don't care.
No.
Whatever. You're
like
one of
that.
many.
Exactly.
You ain't no thing.
Es un altra guirichata.
Sometimes I get from here. Why did you leave? Because I'll say I'm from Southern California, Orange County area.
I
and
always
get
get that. Why did you leave New York for
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Or I get, do you speak Spanish and Catalan? Well, the Catalan not so much, but the Spanish, it's like you come here and they kind of expect you to assimilate, learn the language and everything. And
Really
it's like,
quick.
venga,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here a while.
She be all like,
Vamos.
she's all like, and then
right.
I go, and then I'm all, okay, my loves. We're going to play out with something that's classic. Well, it's not that classic country, but it is classic country from a queen who, incidentally,
Yes.
has been responsible for shipping out to the world hundreds of millions of free books for children.
So
Love it.
great.
She's
On
amazing.
top of having a brand new, and it was a #1 as well, rock album
Yeehaw.
with so many mother efforts. Yeah, her new album is all rock. She's doing it with so many
Yeehaw.
beautiful people, including Heart. We played her a few weeks ago in our last show at the last break. But this is going to be Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. We're going to be back monthly doing this, and once we get this rolling, we're going to be doing it bi-weekly. I think so. And thank you so much, my sisters, for being
Oh
here. and
my
making
gosh,
this
it was
happen.
a
We're going to
pleasure.
pop over to a totally different source of music. But this is some country right now with Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. Folks, the Royal Expat Society is here to jam it up with you. And next time, we're going to be sober and then drunk at the end of the show. All right, we love you. Keep it real, keep it short, and we'll see you on the flip side. And we'll see you in approximately 3 to 4 minutes.
Nice.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life. Every night, a million hearts are breaking, but at least I know tonight I'm not the only one. Every time that you come close, I
And everybody's keeping it real because we're back. I'm so sorry. We're just going on live and we're back. That was gonna give a mad love shout out as well to Queen Kelli Ellis and Lady Spencer Moore. And that was the Royal Expat Society. But now you're back here with me, people. But I'm not alone. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Because Lady Alexa Cuba is here with me in the studio as well. But so is my Lady Ithar, princess, Iranian princess, I'm going to call you my queen. Now, I don't know if I can give a mad shout out, but Lady Somalia is here as well in the corner, but she's going to stay. She doesn't want, I don't think she wants to be seen. I don't know. What would Jesus do? But Madam Alexa Cuba, thank you so much for being here, honestly.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. Now, if we need to do anything to make it more comfortable, like extra kava, croissant, except not for gluten intolerance, or Spanglish, you let me know. But welcome back, everybody. Okay. Welcome back to the Club with Lucas. This is hour 2 on our Saturday brunch extravaganza, doing as we do. How is everyone to do? Now, remember, you can follow us as well at the Club with Lucas on Instagram and the Club W Lucas on TwitX, whatever the Elon Musk is calling it these days, but screw him. You can also get us on YouTube at RCE 1069 FM. So much to serve up and all that good stuff. But also, we are going to be talking a little bit about specific types of music and what led to the artistic creativity that our girl is bringing us today. And maybe, inshallah, at the end of the hour, a little bit of a cappella power. We'll see. If the spirit moves, if the spirit moves. Come on, I'm a preacher's son. Now, also, I don't normally do this. We're going to throw on a little bit of music before we get to the news. And if you want to... Okay, when my guests are here for the news segment, I like to involve them into it, but they don't have to speak. Most of them do not, but if you want to, because we're going to make fun of Donald Trump. So if you want to, we can do that. But we don't normally play certain pop princesses in this show. Like, we don't do Britney Spears and we don't do Taylor Swift up in this... But we just played Kylie, and now I'm going to play Rita Ora, who we've never played either. But I really dug this new song that she wrote. That's why I'm playing it, because she actually wrote it. You and I. It's a little 3-minute ditty. I think it might even be from a movie. But it's a 3-minute, and it's not even. It's like 2 minutes and 50 seconds of a beautiful song by Rita Ora. And then we'll be right back for a breaking news roundup, because so much is popping off in our country and across the pond as well. You know, Birmingham's bankrupt. Who can tell? So we'll be right back, kids, in 3 minutes here on The Club with Lucas.
I used to listen to the love songs on repeat, trying to figure out how they would work for me. I just wanted this with somebody who loved me. Now I see you standing in our garden lights. Damn, who knew when I got dressed to go the night that I finally found that somebody to stand by me. I will ride for you, spare my life for you, if you ask me to. Now I'm dancing in your arms to eternal flame. I know my life is never gonna be the same. That's fine. There's a lifetime in those eyes. Now we're singing all the words to Sweet Caroline. As you say to me, I love the way you look tonight. You know I never got it right until I found you and I always thought that the one thing waiting for me was not a wonderful world but a tragedy. But you went and rewrote our whole story to an everlasting love. I will ride for you, spare my life for you, if you ask me to. Now I'm dancing in your arms to eternal flame. I know my life is never gonna be the same. That's fine. There's a
It's all about you and I, guys.
But what's not about you and I is what's going on over the motherfucking state. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yesterday, yet another instance of former U.S. President Donald Trump, which incidentally was his actual family name when they moved from Germany, Trump, D-U-R-M-P-F. It was not Trump. They changed that shit. Giving out and mishandling confidential top secret information with more evidence coming out as of yesterday, because all these indictments, you know, he's got 4 trials against him now, bitch. 4 of these indictments are revealed bit by bit, and so all this information is slowly creeping out from the courts. And it's being revolved that this idiot disclosed more information to an Australian billionaire named Anthony Pratt. Now, this mother effer in Australia made his money through carton. He's like the cardboard king of Australia, and that's how this man became a billionaire. And apparently, Donald Trump just gave him information at Mar-a-Lago. This is not the first time that Donald Trump, who's being investigated now, this could take him to jail for. This is treason, according to our country. Okay, so if you give top secret confidential information for your eyes only, I'm not going to sing Diana Ross, but you go to prison, but this is treason, and treason is worse capital offense than murder in the United States. You get killed for it. They did it to Julian and Ethel Rosenberg during the 50s. So you get killed for treason in my country. You can kill a woman in this country and only get 2 years of prison, but who's pushing the boundaries? Anyway, so just saying. So this mother, the first year, this is in 1 year of top secret information that Trump was in office. This is what he did. He talked to Putin for 2 hours in a private Helsinki meeting where only Russian translators were there. There were no U.S. translators, so no one ever knows what happened in that meeting. There were his love letters, and he says, he brought me beautiful love letters, Kim Jong-un. So we don't know what was said in those beautiful love letters when we fell in love. I mean, what the hell did he say to that dictator? Okay. Then there was his willingness and indeed forceful protection of Mohammed bin Salman in Saudi Arabia when he literally, and I'm sorry I'm using that word, but he had Jamal Khashoggi, who was a permanent U.S. resident, killed. He was a journalist for the Washington Post. He was also I believe he was Turkish, and he was getting some papers done to marry his wife in the United States, to marry his girlfriend at the time, fiance. And he was butchered and quartered in the embassy there, in Turkish embassy in Saudi Arabia, or the Saudi Arabian embassy in Turkey, excuse me. He was butchered and dismembered and done away with, and Donald Trump did nothing. And I want to make a point of history here, because I'm an historian, and I want everybody to know that the first time that Donald Trump declared bankruptcy in 1991, he had no effing money. This is why, as anyone who's a New Yorker knows, he's been a joke since the late 80s. He had no money. And he had to sell his yacht to a certain person for $150 million so he could have cash on hand. And that person was Adnan Khashoggi, the brother of Jamal Khashoggi, who was cut up. And now Adnan Khashoggi at the time was working with the Bush administration to allow all of this weaponry that has been going on between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. They sanctioned that under Bush. Now, President Grandpa Joe Biden stopped all that, just so people know. Okay? So I'm just letting people know what the fuck's going on. So anyway, that was all in the first year, okay, of just giving secret information. But then also within the first months, he had Sergei Lavrov, who is the foreign minister of Russia, and another top foreign official, and he gave him all the secret information of the Israelis as well. All of this is going on in the first year. So now he's being brought to task for it and could likely go to jail for the rest of his life. Remember, in his next birthday, he'll be 78. Fun. Now, all of this was also revealed on secret weapons and stuff on the CIA on Fox News. And Donald Trump just reveals things. Now, I don't know if my sisters want to pop in, but did you know any of this information? I'm just curious if you knew some of this.
Mostly, but not all of them. Not
Thank you. Thank you, because you would be surprised at how many of our brothers and sisters in Spain or Catalonia, however you want to say it, el meu país es molt petit, don't know a lot of this stuff. But coming back over here, really quickly, because I want to get over to what's happening in Spain. In fact, let me tell you what's happening in Spain right now, because that's really important. Last week, after the ridiculousness of Feixó, that's how you'd say it in Galega, apparently. The Pepe later had an abject failure trying 2 attempts to form a coalition of government in this country. It has not happened, and so now the heterosexual King Felipe has now given Prime Minister Sanchez the ability to form an administration. We'll see if that happens. Everything comes back really to having some form of amnesty and potential deals with independent leaders here in Catalonia, which I think is a little bit ironic because they really are faulting about missing 7 votes, and Junts pel Cat has 7 votes. And as long as he gets that, we have a full absolute majority, and Madrid can continue as it has been, giving a semblance of reality to human rights and whatnot. But going back really quickly to the United States, in Georgia, that ex-president he tried to thwart an administration and of Joe Biden coming in when he won the election. Apparently, there are 19 people who have been indicted with this case, along with Trump, and a lot of them are flipping. They've taken plea deals with the Georgia district judge, and they're flipping. And all we know is that they're probably spilling the beans that this was an organized orchestration, an organized affair to steal the votes from Biden, from President Biden, Grandpa Biden, as we say here. Obviously, when I'm not a little more tipsy on Cava, we're going to be giving you more information on that as well. But we got some music to do. We got some interviews to do as well. And we got to make our sister a little more drunk. So we're going to give you one more song before we get to Lady Alexa Cuba. And this is Shea Coulee with Your Name. And we'll get back to her name in just 2.5 minutes.
Although the lights are down, all that I'm thinking about is how to get closer to you. Ooh, all of my guards are down. Hold me tight right now. I want to feel your body move. We ain't got the time to waste, so let's go. Each minute slipping by, I want you more. Before the night is done, I want to know, will you take me home? You make me go round and round. Can feel my heart pound and pound and pound. And baby, I ain't coming down. My feet won't touch the ground. Ooh, I'm addicted to the rhythm. Every time I move my feet, I feel free. The only other thing that gives me this feeling is when you wrap your arms around me. We ain't got the time to waste, so let's go. Each minute slipping by, I want you more. Before the night is done, I want to know, will you take me home? You make me go round and round. Can feel my heart pound and pound and pound. And baby, I ain't coming down. My feet won't touch the ground. Move me, take me to a higher place. Make me think I know your name. I know feels like we've been there always. You make me go round and round. Can feel my heart pound and pound and pound. And baby, I ain't coming down. My feet won't touch the ground. My feet won't touch the ground. You make me go round and round. Can feel my heart pound and pound and pound. And baby, I ain't coming down. My feet won't touch the ground. You make me go round and round. Can feel my heart pound and pound and pound. And baby, I ain't coming down. My feet won't touch the ground.
But we are back on attack musician Alexa Cuba, and family are here in town. And thank you for joining us here on the club. I say what? I say what? Now, if you feel more comfortable doing Spanglish, we do Spanglish.
No, it's fine.
I love it.
Let's
Okay.
see, you know.
I have to give a mad shout out to Lady Scott as well for being here and for making this happen.
Yeah, of
Literally, to say that word again 1 week ago. So thank you for bringing some beautiful music for us today.
Oh,
We're gonna be
thanks
playing in
to
just a second
you.
as well. But okay, pop off. You're from here, as you said originally.
Yeah, I'm born here in Barcelona, but my parents are from Peru.
And
So
how does being Catalan Latina Español? How does that?
It's amazing,
feel?
you know.
Yeah, right.
Yes, because I feel so connected with my roots, but at the same time, you know, I'm from Spain, and I also, you know, I really love both cultures, and they fit me a lot.
In which ways? The two cultures, or three? I mean, however you identify. Right.
In many ways, I think both of them, they have really amazing things about, for example, the cuisine, the food,
Oh
because
my
I'm a food
nerves,
lover.
girl.
Always talking about food. I don't know. I always say.
That's
Well,
all
also-
sides. Whether you're Latina or Spanish or Catalan, it's all sides of us, isn't
and
it?
also about music, of course.
Well, what is it about the music? What pushed you? What was one? Do you remember the first time that you said, "Oh hell yes, I need to do this"?
Honestly, my grandparents, they were the first that motivated me to sing. Since I was very, very, very young, maybe like 3 years, something like this. So I remember singing in my swimming pool lessons in the school. I was 3 or 4, you know, Bravo, you know, and all the teachers were like, "What the fuck?" Or the music lessons. It was
perfect
super,
quote,
yes. And I remember before they passed away, they told me, "Please
Oh,
never
you better-
stop singing."
Amen.
So they are my angels, and
And they are, and they're smiling
if
down
today
right
I'm
now.
here and I'm doing what I do, it's because of them.
Amen. I have a total question. This question is coming out of the cava. Were you a High School Musicaler or a camp rocker? I'm just. I don't even know.
Oh my God, both, but
Really?
but,
Okay. I had to ask.
but maybe a bit more high school. music, yeah.
What do you think
But in all
about
the
Zac
songs,
Efron's
so-
new face? I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
shut
I'm
up.
kidding.
Because you know, weeks ago I was talking about this with my sister, and you know,
See or no?
no, yeah, and it was like, why? You know, just why?
It's a perfect thing. Our sisters are here thinking, what the hell are we talking about? now, how do you handle the change? Because you've been doing the music for a while now, and now it's popping off. I mean, I think there's like 50,000 views in the last few days that you just put the video
it's
out,
crazy,
and that's popping
you
off.
know? No, yeah, I mean, this because now I'm working with new people, new teams, a new project, and it's crazy how things are happening. You know, I feel that this is a new chapter of my life,
It is, yeah.
and good things are coming. You know, this is just the beginning. So
What kind of music inspired you in the get-go, from the beginning?
I mean, I really love different styles of music, you know, so I can just say you one style because I like to make a fusion, you know, without all of them, do a mix. So maybe I grew up more with listening R&B, hip hop, electro music, you know.
Okay, you're
That's-
speaking my language now.
Yeah,
we gotta
that's-
talk then. Bam. All right. So when we're talking about the R&B, hip hop, electro music, that hip. Okay, L.A. or New York? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So those sounds now are so rampant in modern music today. Hip hop, R&B inflections, all of that. I mean, now it's mixed itself into reggaeton.
Everything is mixed now, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you throw a flamenco beat behind it, sometimes it gets even funkier. So, do you want some of your music to have that inspiration of all of this fusion of different sounds?
Yes,
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm getting that vibe from some of the things that I was listening to and having to make,
Yes, because I
research
have
on.
different
Exactly.
styles of songs, and I mix some, for example, drill with rapping, and also
Which we'll be playing in a
lo-fi,
minute.
R&B. This last single is more reggaeton, like pop reggaeton. So I mean, I never want to stop, you know, like mixing, experimenting. Yeah, it's something I love it.
This is okay. So I also, like I said, I do Cambridge English. I also run a school. I also tutor in history. And one of my university sessions came up the other day about people talking about certain artists today that I'm not going to talk smack on. I actually like Olivia Rodrigo a lot. A lot. Taylor Swift. So these artists that come up now that don't, Olivia much more so, but certain artists don't really experiment with the music so much. It's usually very formulaic. Why would a fusion or experimentation be something more up your alley, something more you would like, versus just direct or reggaeton?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's something that since I started to listen music, I had the feeling that I had to do this. You know, it's something that I born with this. I don't know how to say it, you know.
You're born with it. It is.
Yeah, it's something that
it's like an osmosis.
I love to create. I mean, not only music. Maybe music is, you know, the most important thing, but in general. And when I start to write a song, when I start to sing, you know, immediately imagine I start rapping. Then I do something more lyrical, then something more.
What inspires some of your lyrics? Before we play, I want to play this new track, but what inspires some of your lyrics? Out of curiosity,
I have to say that most part of them talk about heartbreak.
But you're so young, love. She's barely 17.
No. But I'm with you on that. Thanks.
Darling, I'm 29. I know what I'm saying. Botox, but I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, exactly. But you know, these things are real, man. These things are real.
I have to say that when I'm more inspired is when I feel like more sad, more depressed. You know, it's something. when I'm super happy and I'm not inspired, you know.
Wow. Well, then I think we can flip that on the script, because when that could be house or electro.
No. But the good thing of this, I could say this new me is that now I don't need to be, you know, sad or feeling bad.
Porque sabes quién soy.
Porque sabes quién soy, you know. Yeah, it's like a new chapter of my life. So now it's completely different. Things change, and this is amazing because I feel that I grow up a lot with this.
Okay, it might be a silly question, but I'm curious about it. Because you are so young, did any of this change start through the pandemic?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I have to say that I enjoyed a lot the pandemic.
Me too.
I mean,
girl, keep it real.
I know a lot of people suffered a lot, but for me it was amazing because I wrote a lot of songs. I learned how to cook new recipes.
That we're gonna try, right?
I played so many, you know, sports. I had a lot of fun with my sister at home, and for me it was amazing.
So was it? But like, then you turn the page of the pandemic, and then this new career starts. So I wonder if anything.
Maybe also, of course, I had a lot of time to think, you know, and some of the new lyrics that are coming, I started to write there at that time.
Out of curiosity, ¿Sabes quién soy? Did it come from that time of writing?
No, not really. This song not.
All right.
No.
Can we play it?
Of course.
Because I'm like dying to play it and shit. And you know how we roll up in this bitch with Lucas? We do Spanglish today. And so we're doing Spanglish today. And so this is Lady Alexa Cuba. And as well, all throughout the week, we're going to be putting up shout outs. We're going to put up YouTube links as well, so you can catch the views. And we want to push this up into the hundreds of thousands and millions if the Lord wants. Because we only want what the Lord wants. But this is Alexa Cuba's new single, Sabes Quien Soy. And my family will be right back in 2.5 minutes after this big ditty with Alexa Cuba.
Ha vuelto a suceder, he acordado de ti, verte por la mañana, despertando junto a mí. Piensas en volver, aún piensas en mí. Por más que te cante, baby, ya no estoy para ti. Sabes quién soy, soy la perra que te jodió y tú el traidor. Que esta canción no te confunda, si todavía tienes dudas. Anoche no me comí una fuerandas. Por más que juro que no volverás a verlo, segunda moto ya no me va a vender, no. Afilándome esa espalda por un tiempo, siguen clavados los puñales en mi pecho, calla. que otras flores regarás, pero de esta carita no te olvidarás jamás. Te conozco, sé que echas de menos grabarnos en la cama, para tocarnos luego. Está claro que otras flores regarás, pero como mi pussy en tu vida probarás. Te conozco, sé que echas de menos ponerme en cuatro y agarrarme fuerte del pelo. Sabes quién soy, sabes quién soy. Soy la perra que te jodió y del cabrón. Que esta canción no te confunda. Si todavía tienes dudas, anoche no me comí una, fueron dos. Alexa Cuba, mañana es tu
She is. And I'm going to tell you why I think she is, even though we're live already. Because she gives mad props to teachers, the people who came before her, the performers who came before her, the writer, and she does it on stage and live on interviews and stuff. And when people give mad props humbly to other people, I pay attention to that.
I know, this is, yeah, of course.
And yet today, when I was walking over here, there was a woman who was walking in front of me up the steps, and she was wearing fierce Nike. I don't know what they were. They were fierce. They're probably European, you know. And it said, empathy on one shoe, revolution on the other. And that is a huge thing for me right now, especially with a lot of my male businessmen that I'm dealing with right now is empathy. So I think sometimes this is a shoot off from one of the questions, but I
Yeah.
feel that sometimes when you have to deal with an identity of being Latina, of being Catalana, of being Española as well, you have no choice, and you speak 3 languages or more, you probably speak French too, you have no other way but to identify in different ways, which teaches and breeds empathy.
Yes,
Reading does
probably.
too, children, so please read. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
how
I
does that
agree.
manifest itself in some of your artistry, out of curiosity, if it does?
I mean, I remember when I started like to record my first songs were in English. I remember. Yeah, yeah. And one day, a good friend told me, Alexa, you're in Spain, so start singing in Spanish or even Catalan, you know? And once you start
it
to
all.
get your fan base, you know, then do what you want, sing in English, in French, in Italian, I don't know, I mean, the language you want, but first, Spanish. So this is what I started to do, and honestly, at the beginning, it was weird, you know, it was like, when I heard my voice, you know, when I record the voice, it was like, oh my God, my voice sounds like this. It was super weird. But now I like it, and now it's like, okay, yeah. And I feel very comfortable writing in Spanish. Yeah.
Just because you mentioned it, do you write in Catalan?
Not always, but maybe sometimes.
I'm just feeling a vibe like you, Rosalia, Tori Sparks. You bring everything together and make a phew. We can make this happen, by the way. But also the new video, like I said 10 minutes ago, is popping. Who did this direction video and the music and all of this stuff up in here?
Yeah, as I told you before, I'm working now with a new team, and the director.
They're brilliant.
No, they are really professional. They are very, I mean, good people. That this is so important.
Let's give some shout outs.
And the director is Manel, and he has Pandemia Films. His
Brilliant.
business,
I'm
yeah, as
gonna
a
look it up.
filmmaker.
I'm going to look it up.
And, you know, it was amazing because all the team, you know, it was, I mean, I felt like in home they take care of me all the time. They, it was easy, you know?
For the
And-
artist.
Yes. No, I mean, this is super important, you know,
Exactly.
because then
Especially
you
for
can see
new
the
artists.
result. And it was very funny. Also, my mom, she came with me. She was supporting me all the time. Yeah.
Who does all that incredible styling?
My
and
mommy.
who does the styling?
This time was Hannah.
Okay.
Yes. She's amazing too, of course.
And I love your bloody shirt. I mean, I can't even stop with the eyes out right now. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I felt, you know, like very blessed that, you know, it's like a new chapter of my
Good
life,
word.
new people. And of course, I'm not alone in this, you know. I need these people. I need a team. And without them, probably I wouldn't be here doing what I do. And we never have to forget this.
It's hard to forget, you know.
We are, yes.
Yeah,
you need a
because-
team. Come on, to success, you need a team. This is how it is.
And you have to build that team.
Of course.
Being very selective.
Very selective.
And do you find that sometimes you also need that team to not necessarily be, yeah, girl, yes, ma'am, yeah, girl, yeah. You need some, oh, hell no. No, because I feel like if maybe Britney and Whitney had some hell no, what? They'd be, you know, different or alive even.
I mean, I had some bad
Michael?
experiences before, I have to say. But I learned a lot from
Amen.
this.
Amen. That's how we grow.
And yeah, I don't know how to say. Sometimes you just have this good vibe, good feeling with someone, and you know, without knowing the person, you know that you have a match. You know.
Yeah, totally.
It's something I don't know how to explain, but I don't know if it's the energy. I don't
It
know
is.
what it is.
It's
but
energy and it's
something.
symbiosis también.
Yeah.
I think. Are there any? And I didn't ask earlier, but going back to background of your, you know, genres of music, are there any specific songs or artists, even more musicians, bands that really inspired you when you were a wee lass, when you were growing up?
Yeah, there are a lot, of course, and for example, MIA, Bjork, I can say Depeche Mode, Gorillaz, Aaliyah, All Green, Otis Redding, Amy Winehouse. I can say, oh my God.
What? This is okay. So, how does a 17-year-old young sister get influenced by all this type of music? Because this is, you know, I'm 39, and this is my music.
No, I have to say that because I have older brothers.
And same here. This is
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So I always,
Totally.
yes, they taught me very good, you know, with the music. I always listen very good groups, bands, also good movies, you know, since I'm very young. So of course.
Here's another question then before we play the next track. Would acting and something in that vein be in your, based on the videos, I'd say hail to the yeah. But would acting or something in that vein be something you'd be interested in?
Of course. I mean, the thing is that first of all, I want to success
up.
in music, you
Amen.
know?
Amen. That's the point.
Yes, and then I want to become an actress, of course.
This is a perfect thing for the next thing that I want to put. The title of the song is literally Cuando me mira así. First así y después así.
No, I love to acting, of course, and something that helped me a lot to feel very comfortable with the camera is working as a model.
Okay, so you've done modeling as well.
Yeah, of course.
Brilliant. Of
So
course.
this is something that, yeah, now 'cause
Amen.
when I have, you know, the camera here, it's like, hey,
No.
I eat the camera.
A lot of my university sisters are doing a lot of ad day and that stuff, but they're all focused on administration that's going to be focused on fashion. And so there's a new series, and for anybody who's really interested, I really want you to find this. You can find it on, if you can't have Apple TV, primewire.id. Just look it up. You know what I mean. It's not pirate, primewire.id. But please watch The Supers. If you love fashion and style, it's about Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, Naomi Campbell. I mean, all the real ones from the 80s, 90s, millennium, and how they brought up. So modeling, fashion, music, writing.
I think everything is
Exactly.
connected.
It is, because it's artistry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I don't think a lot of people realize that modeling, fashion, music, all of the writing, everything is art. It's not just painting and sculpture.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Cuando me miran así, acá. This is another single that I loved, and this is why I wanted to throw it on the track. We got a lot more to get to after this, but this is a 3-minute love from Lady Alexa Cuba. Cuando me mira así, RCEE 106.9 FM. We'll be right back. On the Club with Lucas.
Pierdo la noción del tiempo. Cuando te miro me hielo. Sé que no tengo remedio. Es mi forma de vivir. Es mi voz la que se rompe. Cuando escucho tu nombre. Cada vez que miro sentir reina tendrás mi respeto. Dímelo a mí, ¿qué hacer de mí? Cuando me miras así, sabe que no soy feliz. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti. Cuando me miras así, siento que pierdo el control. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti. Mi corazón frío que apenas late, te miro, me miras, quedamos empate. Te canto día y noche para llenar este vacío. Si no estás a mi lado, chico, estás perdido. No hace falta que me digas la verdad, puedo hablarte entero solo al ver tu mirada. Sabes que conmigo estás bendecido, eres luz en mi oscuridad. Cuando me miras así, sabe que no soy feliz. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti. Cuando me miras así, siento que pierdo el control. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti. Cuando me miras así, sabe que no soy feliz. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti. Cuando me miras así, siento que pierdo el control. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso, pasan los días sin ti.
Got right back, and that was Cuando me mira así, así. Now, where I come from, we say así. There's none of, okay. Does that trip your parents out sometimes when you get that? I have to ask, what would Jesus ask? Does that trip your parents out sometimes when you get really Spanish on them? Or are they more Spanish now, your parents? Because sometimes they talk así. And Latinos no hablamos así. It's Zaragoza, you know, it's not Zaragoza. Or,
No,
this
no,
shit,
my
the other day in
parents
Madrid.
speak
Soy de
like,
aquí de
like
Madrid.
Latin. No, no.
Because where we're
No.
from, this is a speech. Well, no, she's from here. My sister.
No, but you know, it's
It's a
funny
speech
because with my parents, I don't pronounce the Z. So I talk like, you know, like Latin with my parents.
But in el mercat,
Just with my
sí,
parents.
en el mercat.
Yes, only with my parents. Then I change, you know, and
In the mercado, it comes
it's
out.
crazy.
I don't know why. That's interesting. But let's get back to
And
the real
also with
questions.
my brothers and sister, I just speak in Catalan with them. So it's, you know.
Love it.
Yeah.
When you're performing live, because this is a whole other vaina, as we say. This is a whole other thing when you're performing live.
Yeah.
Because that's a different energy as well. And then oftentimes, I would say, any artist is drawing from the energy as well of the people.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? What challenges have you encountered with that?
I have to say that when I perform, I feel a bit shy, but because you know they are my own lyrics, so I feel a bit vulnerable, sharing my feelings, sharing my thoughts, my because
That's when you're most captivating, is the
that
vulnerability.
probably So I mean, every time it becomes easier for me. But at the beginning, I felt a bit shy. Like this was like, oh, no, this is so personal. This is.
It is. You know who said this? I'm getting this from years ago. You're giving me FKA Twigs vibes actually right now.
Oh,
Straight
I love
up.
her, of course.
Oh my God.
She's amazing.
So
I really
in
love
that
her.
vein, then, when we're talking about it, is there a cliche that you have found being a musician that is very true? Maybe.
A cliche. That maybe we are all a little crazy.
Is that a little true?
No, that's true, of course. Yeah, all the musicians, all the singers, all the artists I met. I mean, I love that fact,
Hell yeah, shit.
Of course, it's a different vibe.
It is, but don't you think it's that strangeness, that craziness?
It's
whatever you
magic,
want-
It's
Hell yeah.
It's magic.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
So then that brings up the next question: is there a cliche that's not true when you're an artist, performer, singer? Because everyone always thinks they're always drugged out and fucking.
Yes,
that's all they do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people, most of the people that they are not artists or that they are not involved, in this world, they think that our lives are very like this, drinking all the time, using,
As I swig kava and whatnot, but
yeah,
yes.
drinking, doing drugs, or like lazy, or wake up like later. It's oh man, there's a lot of work. I've been working so hard, these latest months. So what the fuck?
And you're just getting started.
Yes, of
Does
course.
that give you, when you look at other older people, whether we're talking Patti Smith, Stevie Nicks, or J-Lo and Madonna, and you look at all the things that they've done, does that give you cause for a pause? Una causa por una pausa, to think, chingao, there's a lot of work that has to go into this more, and I've got to have the ganas for 40, 50, 60 more years to get there. It's a different time now.
No, of course. I mean, for me, I think I've been working in this for a long time ago. Maybe now it's the time when people start to realize, oh, who is she? Oh, she's Alexa. Oh, this song. But I mean, I've been working for many years, so people don't see this. So maybe that's why they don't give this value to this, all this time, all this work, all this. But then people normally just see the result. But come on, I mean,
there's a lot of process
I
behind it.
didn't decide to become a singer yesterday.
Amen. Exactly.
No.
So what are some of the quiet struggles, if you can talk about them, that an artist goes through?
I think, at least personally, sometimes I had some breakdowns because I didn't have like the confidence, that I have now. I felt sometimes a bit insecure because I was sharing my feelings. I was sharing because everything that I talk about, it's things that I lived,
Yes, ma'am.
So, as I said before, this is very personal, and it was like, oh my God, now I have to share this with everybody. It's like, because maybe it's the face that people don't see, me.
It is.
Yeah, of course, but now maybe it's easier for me. But I think that's also why to make this decision, this step to say, okay, I want to become a singer, and this is my passion, this is my life, let's do it. For me, it took a lot of time, I have to say. I always knew it, that, I mean, because
Exactly.
But for me, it was a bit difficult, it was hard to make this step.
Would you like people in the interim of your future, and, with your future career, to get a little bit of inspiration and healing with what they're going through too, perhaps?
I think there's many people that thinks and feels like me, because also I knew, I met other artists, other singers, and we also talk about the same, like, no, but I'm shy about this because,
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think
these are like my babies, so because
each song too, each
yeah.
album is,
And you don't know how many songs
well said.
I wrote, but I never released them,
I do.
because maybe I wrote one and I was like, oh my God, this song is amazing, but then 1 month later it was like, I can do it better.
Okay.
And it was always, like this. So imagine how many songs I have, but I never released. But it's okay, because this was also part of my process, part of this.
I remember Prince called those songs his vault, his vault where he keeps them. And now, of course, he's passed and he just releases so many songs.
Yes.
Keep those in your vault. All right. What about upcoming concert shows, videos, releases, anything that we have in the FUTURE? What?
I have to say that at the moment, I don't know when I'm going to perform. Okay.
Right on.
I hope soon. But also, I did like a pause in my life. I performed, my first performance was in Madrid 1 year ago, or 1.5 years, more or less.
Wow.
And here in Barcelona, I did 3 before. But this is a new project, so I felt like, okay, I need to do a pause. And then with this new project, this new song, then, okay.
Do we have
move with this.
any idea of when a next single or production album might be thrown out into the ethers? If you can.
I'm just going to say that I'm
you
working
can.
on it.
Exactly, because you've got new production, so I
but
know you can't say a lot of
I
shit.
can't say when.
Okay. Rock on. Now, one of the things that we ask sometimes if they can, I mean, I don't know if you need any more liquid courage, but is if our performers could come in and maybe do a little bit of music, whether it's a cappella, guitar, instrumentation, whatever. Would that be a possibility before we say goodbye to everybody?
Maybe there's a possibility. A cappella, maybe. Who knows?
All right. Now I can do some beats
Please.
behind it.
Be a big box. I love it.
What? Now, what is this song?
It would be amazing. Please do it.
Is it that kind of
If you
song?
do it. No, because if I sing a song, it's gonna be my last single.
Really?
But we can do, a new version.
Oh, Madonna. Well, posso provare. I can try.
Why not?
With my whistle right now. So wait a minute. Which song are you going to be doing then? Are you going to be Sabes Quien Soy?
Yeah, I think so.
Live
Yeah.
on the Club with Lucas, exclusive on RC 106.9 FM, and maybe there will be some beatboxing right behind it.
Ha vuelto a suceder, me he acordado de ti, verte por la mañana, despertando junto a mí. Piensas en volver, aún piensas en mí. Por más que te cante, baby, ya no estoy para ti. Sabes quién soy, soy la perra que te jodió y tú el traidor. Que esta canción no te confunda si todavía tienes dudas. Anoche no me comí una, fueron dos. Por más que jure que no volverás a hacerlo, segunda moto ya no me vas a vender, no. Vacilando a mi espalda por un tiempo, siguen clavados los puñales en mi pecho. Caí en tu juego y aún así te pienso. Caí en tu juego y aún así te pienso. Sabes quién soy, soy la perra que te jodió y tú el traidor. Que esta canción no te confunda si todavía tienes dudas. Anoche no me comí uno, fueron dos. Está claro que otras flores regarás, pero esta carita no te olvidarás jamás. Te conozco, sé que echas de menos grabarnos en la cama pa' tocarnos luego.
Yeah.
Está claro que otras flores regarás, pero como mi pussy en tu vida probarás.
Fuck yeah.
Te conozco, sé que echas de menos ganarme 4 patas y agarrarme fuerte del pelo. Sabes quién soy, soy la perra que te jodió y tú el cabrón. Que esta canción no te confunda si todavía tienes dudas. Anoche no me comí uno, fueron dos.
Ah, yeah. Exclusive with Alexa Cuba, and hey, your boy with the Club with Lucas doing a beatbox. I feel like Justin Timberlake. Oh my God! Now where can? No, Rakim. Hello. Let me take it back. Okay, Rakim. Okay, so. Where can people find you? Because that was thebomb.com. Where can people find you? Where can people get a hold of you? And we need to talk. We can make some shows happen. So where can people find you on social media, please?
People can find me in YouTube.
Hell yeah.
So don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Exactly. Same here. Okay. Hell yeah.
Instagram and TikTok.
And it's just like it sounds, my loves. Alexa Cuba. You can't go wrong. But she's Peruana. But she Española, Latina, Catalana. But thank you so much for being here, and my beautiful sisters as well for being here as well.
Thank you
and
for
being
having us. Lucas, thanks a lot.
I'm going to ask you one more thing, because since I didn't really throw on an outro song, but could we play una vez más Cuando me mira así, cuando salimos, por favor? Eso way. All right, my loves, this is how we roll on the Club with Lucas and Alexa Cuba. Remember, look that up where every good social media network is. And of course, you're going to see us next week, as we always do here, looking at it live. In fact, my girl Tawanda Barnes is going to be here, and another little bit of live music as well. Maybe from Tori. We shall see how everybody's feeling. We love you. Keep it real. Keep it distance. Remember, there's still COVID out there. I'm kidding. But more than anything, remember, you are loved. And we will see you next week from 11 to 1 on the Club with Lucas. Bye, everybody. And this is Lady Alexa Cuba. Cuando me mira así. What? Ciao, ciao.
Pierdo la noción del tiempo. Cuando te miro me hielo. Sé que no tengo remedio. Es mi forma de vivir. Es mi voz la que se rompe. Cuando escucho tu nombre. Cada vez que miro al cielo me siento cerca de ti. Pasan los minutos, cada vez menos el tiempo. Siento que me pierdo y hasta pierdo mi reflejo. Son estos puñales que llamamos sentimientos. Dime de mí, ¿qué va a ser de mí? Cada puñalada va directa al pecho. Puras cicatrices que cubren mi cuerpo. Hazme sentir reina, tendrás mi respeto. Dime de mí, ¿qué va a ser de mí? Cuando me miras así, sabe que no soy feliz. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso. Pasan los días sin ti. Cuando me miras así, siento que pierdo el control. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso. Pasan los días sin ti. Mi corazón frío que apenas late. Te miro, me miras, quedamos en parte. Te canto día y noche para llenar este vacío. Si no estás a mi lado, chico, estás perdido. No hace falta que me digas la verdad. Puedo hablarte entero solo al ver tu mirada. Sabes que conmigo estás bendecido. Eres luz en mi oscuridad. Cuando me miras así, sabe que no soy feliz. Ya no tengo sueño, demasiado pienso. Pasan los días sin ti.